The small, windowless room felt like a cage, and Isabel's pulse quickened as she paced. She'd agreed to this meeting reluctantly. After years of therapy, progress, and carefully crafted boundaries, here she was, trapped in the same room as him. Her father, the man she'd left behind in her teenage years, carrying only a suitcase and a bruised spirit. He sat across the table, older but unmistakable. His fingers drummed against the table, his gaze shifting between her and the door as if he, too, was unsure why they were here. The air was thick with a tension neither could dispel, a haunting echo of memories too painful to acknowledge outright. "I don't know what to say, Isabel," he murmured, breaking the silence. His voice was softer than she remembered, lacking the usual edge. "I just wanted a chance to see you again. I've changed." Isabel met his eyes, her heart a mix of bitterness and the faintest sliver of pity. His face was worn, etched with lines of regret and an exhaustion she recognized. But she knew better than to trust the appearance of remorse. She'd trusted before, only to be met with disappointment. His promises as fleeting as smoke. "I've changed too," she replied, steadying herself. She didn't owe him her story. Yet a small part of her wanted him to know the cost of his neglect. "But I don't think that means what you hope it does." The words hung in the air, hovering between them like a thin veil of honesty they'd never dared to touch. She could see him flinch, his hands clasping together as he fought to hold her gaze. For a moment, she felt herself soften. Memories of childhood, the warmth of his laugh, the rare, fleeting moments of affection, fluttered at the edge of her mind. But they were always overshadowed by something darker. Something she couldn't forgive so easily. "I know I made mistakes, Isabel. You don't know how much I regret." He stopped, as if there weren't words adequate enough to bridge the chasm between them. She let out a deep breath. "Regret doesn't fix what's broken. You left me with scars I've spent years learning to live with. I didn't come here to forgive you. I came here because I needed to see you one last time. To see if I could finally let you go." Her father's eyes clouded, and he leaned forward, desperation seeping into his tone. "Can't we start over? I could try to be better." Isabel shook her head. "You can't rewrite what happened. You can try to be a better person for yourself. But that doesn't mean I'll let you be a part of my life." She felt a weight lift as she spoke, her heart steadying. She didn't need his approval, his acceptance, or his remorse. She was free from those chains. He looked down at his hands, defeated, and she knew he understood. For years, she had carried him with her. His anger, his selfishness, his regret. But now, sitting across from him, she realized that he was just a man, as broken as she'd once felt. With a final, resolute nod, she stood up. "Goodbye, Dad." She walked out of the room without looking back, her heart light and her mind clear. The weight of her past finally left behind.